Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat's Let's Play That. Today we're doing a weird double feature of sorts. So I've been using an old ROM list for MAME, and I've been randomly choosing a letter, and then once I've chosen that letter, I've been randomly choosing a game. Now, not all letters have the same number of games. In fact, Y only has 10 games. Now I realized I've actually played 10 of the games. Or no, sorry, 8 of the games. And there's only 2 left. Yujan and Yukon. So what's kind of interesting about these games is that one is a Mahjong game and one is a Hanafuda game. And so I'll be doing a double feature of sorts. We'll play one and then the other. Of course I use the word play fairly loosely because I actually don't know how to play Mahjong or Hanafuda. But Hanafuda, as we'll see, actually kind of guides you. But let's take a look at Yujan. We've been looking at the intro so far, which is, I'd say, a good about, I don't know, 30% of the entire game. So you push in a coin, you choose your location. I'll just choose A because I don't know anything. If you strain your ears, you can actually hear her speak. I thought I had to download a sample or something, but no, it's built in. It's just very, very quiet. And so now, it's just your typical Mahjong stuff. Oh, that was the... How do you... Wow, this is impressively bad. Usually I can at least, like, choose a piece or something. But now, it wants me to... Whoa, I don't even understand what's happening. That's like impressively bad. Usually, again, you can press A, B, C, D on your keyboard, no less, to actually choose a piece or something and then discard it, but no, it's just this. Yes, no, okay. I guess you can mulligan all you want? Huh, I feel like a kid again, just trying to like brute force my way through a game. And I mean, yeah, they always give you an instruction manual of sorts that you can like read and maybe vaguely figure out what's happening. Does that mean the computer is playing? Oh no, I think it's waiting for me to make... It's giving me a chance to call. But if I'm content... No, I don't think you can speed this up. But I'm a little bit disappointed by this Mahjong game. It doesn't even like show you a girl or something that you're playing against. It doesn't even like introduce it. I guess maybe that like flight attendant was meant to be your opponent. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm playing Mahjong against the flight attendant. Now, does that qualify as A+ service or torch? Anyway, let's take a look at the next game. Are you getting deja vu yet? If not, then I gotta keep repeating it until you have nostalgia for this opening sequence. And of course, just like the previous one, it does have to double loop. But T-System, so it did boot. And Yubis. I don't know, that Yubis logo, it just looks so snappy compared to everything else. So this is the Hanafuda game. It's weird, because it's like Kanzashi, Ka here. So it's making me think that, like, maybe it's called something different in Japan that involves the word Ka, but nope. Oh, wow. So, in fact, we could pretend that I put in a credit and I'm playing right now, and you would get more or less the same experience. That's not entirely true. Okay, so we inserted a credit, and we'll go for the camping site, because... Oh, no. We'll go for the city park, because we can't be bothered to leave the city. I believe it was the same thing where, like, she spoke a little bit. Well, you know, I thought this game had more emphasis on the girl you were playing against, but now that I think about it, it was kind of the same either way, huh? But anyway, now, the is it me or does she look completely different than she did before? Now, the advantage to playing Hanafuda, in addition to it being a simpler game, in it sort of playing itself, it gives you recommendations. Yeah, alright. Check it out. I'm at... Do I have to put more credits? Why is it not? Also, I don't know where my yes or no button is. These games, these two specific games, not like Hanafuda or Mahjong games in general, they are really big on their yes or no decisions. Well, we can at least play until something happens, because you play a card every turn, so it's only about, I don't know, go turns left. Well, it's not making this easy, but jeez. Oh, maybe it was my turn and it just had no recommendations. It's just like, you're on your own. Just choose one. This game really does not like make it clear when it is your turn versus your opponent's turn or anything. Also, that pot is becoming uncomfortably large, and I have no idea if I'm actually going to win it or not. Well, she's mad looking, so maybe I won? Hey, winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's it, huh? There's nothing. That's it. Just contextless Hanafuda battles. Am I even fighting a different girl now, or is there no sense of progress? Oh no, it's still her. Nothing changes, huh? Well, so that was, in a sense, a bust. And again, that's why I did two at once, because, well, they're not necessarily worth going through individually. I mean, I'm sure their Hanafuda and Mahjong systems should be judged separately on their own, but I mean, let's be realistic. If you really were into either Mahjong or Hanafuda, you're just going to play the best one on MAME anyway. Actually, there's this one guy who has a website. It's Mahjong and MAME or something, and he talks about the best Mahjong games in MAME. So if you want the best Mahjong games in MAME, go ask that guy. If you want random Mahjong games from MAME, well, I'm your guy. So on that note, we have officially finished the letter Y. Of course, that is in my old MAME ROM list, which only has about 3,000 titles. Now actually MAME, I've heard rumors there were like 5,000, 10,000 games in MAME, maybe counting duplicates. And so I'll be looking to upgrade to a new and upgraded MAME list someday. And that means maybe there's an entire new class of games we can play, because it feels like the games we can play, that kind of cuts out at the late 90s, where there's not so much 3D, there's not so much of this new fancy shoot-em-ups, but maybe there will be in the future. So I can only hope. You know, I think I'll download that and I'll give it a shot. Anyway, for now, we are just stuck with Mahjong and Hanafuda being a good... how would I estimate it? Maybe not 5%, but maybe 2% of all the... Although it was 2% of the games we've played like 200 games, and a good 10 of them were... So yeah, 5% of all MAME games so far have been Hanafuda or Mahjong or some variation. It's kind of interesting to think, like, now that we've played so many MAME games, we can actually look back and think about distributions of various genres of MAME games. That is a scary thought, because typically you boot up MAME, you just want to play your favorite game. But with this, it's like, we've just seen so much of what MAME has to offer. Now, granted, only maybe 10%, or maybe even just 5% of the entirety of MAME, but still, it's like quite a bit more than the n equals 20 sample size you need for reliable statistics. So let's not devalue ourselves. We have made some degree of progress. I also do find it kind of interesting that this demo, like, it's essentially the same as what you're getting as if I was playing, because I'm just using default moves with no actual skill of my own. Well, the context, how this fit into the greater context of our greater narrative we are weaving, made this an entertaining play. But if this was like my first episode, I might have been so disappointed I would have like stopped playing and just not done this. I guess in a way I do have to owe Super Transformation Finalizer. It itself is kind of a rough, unpolished game, but it was kind of the absolute perfect game to start Let's Play a No-Name MAME Game on. And I mean, of course, that was like randomly chosen. I wasn't going to start with the game. I guess in a sense, I technically started with Pro Gear because that was like one of the first videos I uploaded. That's, in fact, when I was retesting things for this series, Ashgabat Cats, Let's Play that. Of course, I started off with Pro Gear to do some recording tests just to see if it works. But, yeah, wow. 5 years, not 5 continuous years. But at this point, it's closer to 1 year of playing than not. Well, I'll let you go, but on that note, it's been fun, and it'll continue to be fun. This isn't ending by any stretch, but I do want to give you some mixed messages. So on that note, this cat's got a scat.